Good morning, soul family. How are you today? People are getting busy today. It is blue sky, a little bit crisp this morning. So, but people are busy. People are, their cords are a little bit tangled, but not too badly. It looks like they'll untangle quickly. So there might be a little bit of frustration this morning. So breathe. Give yourself time to absorb. Yep. There's people talking, so people might have a lot to say, because when energies get shaken up right now, which is what's going on, Spirit is shaking things up and sorting things out. And when that happens, energies collide. And as a reader, you know, please don't take these personal. These are not coming from me personally. These are Spirit's messages, and I don't have a personal agenda here. I'm delivering a message. So if you get triggered by something that was said and you feel the need to leave a 3.5 paragraph comment negating the issue about exactly what you're doing, then you've proven your point. I mean, Spirit's proven the point, right? So when you get triggered like that, it happens to me too. You know, I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that. And if something pisses you off or triggers you, you've got to ask yourself why. Why is that triggering me? Am I, you know, what was the message yesterday? One of the messages was, you know, don't take it personally. If it's something that doesn't work for you, like if the reading doesn't resonate for you, it's not your message, right? Sometimes it's just that you're refusing to hear, but that's okay, because when you're not ready to hear it, you're not ready to hear it, right? We get our messages when we're ready to get them. We understand them, and we're able to act on it when we're able to. And sometimes people just blindly refuse, and that's okay. But please don't take the readings personal. They're not coming from me personally, okay? I'm doing this for free. I'm not getting paid for this. So I'm doing this to help. I'm doing this out of love. So please understand that. All right. So today we're just going to do a general reading for everyone. And we'll break it down into the different signs, since that's what you guys want. I do have people asking me to do the pick an item as well, because they are wanting to challenge their own and fine-tune their own intuition for their own interpretation. So we're going to pick a few items that you can choose from. So, and yesterday I did it in the weekly reading. I did it wrong. I literally chose the items and told you what they were for. So that's not the way we're meant to do it. I'm not to choose for you. So today the items that you're going to choose is the pink dragonfly. Dragonflies are telling you, hold on to your dreams. They're telling you your dreams are sound and valid. They're telling you to pay attention to your dreams. You're getting and receiving messages in your dreams. Also, during your dream time is a lot of ways Spirit uses to help us work through issues that we don't even need to address, right? It's being solved in our dream time. So, pink dragonfly. Dreamcatcher. I love the dream catchers. Catch your good dreams in them. I also, this is connecting to your ancestors, to the ancient ones. Also connecting to your avian messengers. Pay attention to the messengers that come to you. Hi, Victory Sparrow. Nice to see you in the first thing in the morning. Hi. That's also a sparrow. Self-worth. Remember your self-worth. Follow your true north. So here's your star. Cobalt blue star, right? And try to remain in a place of peace, no matter what's going on, because you do realize a true master is able to find peace even amidst chaos. And look how things have been whipped up, you know? Look at that. It's literally gotten flipped up into the gutter, right? Right up into the rain gutter. Stopping that from making any music. So there's a message for you. People are getting flipped out, and it slides you into the gutter when you lose your cool. So bear that in mind. So I'm going to write those down. Pink dragonfly, dreamcatcher, just so I remember myself, and blue star. Actually, it's a gold star with a blue accent. It's the true north. And peaceful Buddha. So we'll get started right away. We're going to work with the Oracle of Shadows and Light and the Shapeshifter deck. I'm going to go back and forth. Before I start, let's start with some music. I got to get up close. I realized you guys didn't even hear the drum very well the other day. So we're going to start with water signs, or whoever chose the pink dragonfly. Song right now, I like me better when I'm with you. Somebody's figured out where they want to go, or they're happy with where they are, right? I like me better when I'm with you. That's the kind of relationship you want. When you're in a relationship or in the company of ones who bring the best of you out, right? I like me better when I'm with you. Good things happen when we're together. That's a nice way to be. Okay, so pink dragonfly or water signs. Your message, butterflies in gloom. Okay, so it starts out with kind of a negative, right? You're looking at this and this is somebody who is feeling either not well physically, kind of, look, you're very, very pale, withdrawn, sickly. I'm looking at the moth, and to me it's mothballs. It calls it butterflies in gloom, but to me, those aren't butterflies, those are moths. And I think of mothballs, and she looks like an old lady, that grandmother that would put mothballs in something and it stinks, right? So something in your life just stinks. Something hasn't been feeling positive for you. You've been dealing with suffering, you've been dealing with pain possibly, you've been dealing with other people's suffering or difficulties. These are, as I said, every challenge that we go through, they're lessons for us, but they can be painful. You know, and they're not fun. They are, of course, helping us all evolve to a higher level, but it's still not a fun place to be. And we're looking at the fact that even if it is a moth, as I said, all three of I'll show you, my hawk moth larva, 2 of them died. One was immediately totally ripped to shreds by the ants. It was really bizarre. I was surprised. So army ants came marching and took it out. The other one was completely, it just died. And then this one is going into the pupa stage. So that's pretty cool. So there's been a death, there's been a death, there's been 2 deaths actually, and a transformation taking place. So there could be, literally have been a death in your personal life, a physical death of someone that you love, which brought about a death of a part of your life. That's a very big transformation. And generally, people awaken after a very traumatic event. So it could have been the death of a person, a job, a way of being, but there were 2 deaths that took place. So something caused another death to take place in your own personal life. And now a transformation takes place. And of course, the transformation is very, very difficult. It's awful, the first, to have a part of you that you're so familiar with die off, whether it be you or someone in your life. There's adjustments that need to be made. There's healing that needs to happen. It's difficult. But as you pour your energy into your transformation, the transformation happens in the highest good when you are looking to the future, looking to figure out what went wrong, if it was a situation that went wrong. What do I need to alter in my life to avoid this in the future? Or how can I look towards the future with hope and optimism? Because if you sit there in that place of suffering or anger or fear, you are keeping yourself in that cycle of disappointment, and you're not able to see what's in front of you, even if it's right in front of you. A lot of times there are people that are so used to being in a cycle of sadness, because when you get into a negative space, you vibrate that frequency. And if you ruminate on it, talk about it, stay around it, stay in toxic energy, refuse to get out of that place, you're pulling that energy towards you, and you will bring one toxic situation after another. Sadness. 3, full circle completion is what we want. We want to see it, go through it, experience it, leave it behind, and move forward. We want our transformation to be positive. Now, the message at the bottom is, after sadness, happiness and hope return. You don't want to be one of these people who want to stay stuck in that vibration, because you will continue to vibrate that to you, and then you will be this person who says, this is the way my life is. It always happens to me. It's the same person no matter what I do, but it's your attitude that needs to change. Sometimes you get to the place where you've had such a string of negative energy, not realizing that if you had altered the people that you were around, if you had changed the behavior, if you had maybe set boundaries for yourself, gotten yourself out of that cycle, you would start then vibrating in a higher frequency, which would then bring positive to you. Now, does that mean when something goes wrong, it's your fault? No, not all the time. Sometimes, yes, not all the time. Sometimes shit just happens and it's a challenge for us, and we have to learn how to use it. Instead of it as a stumbling block, use it as something that we can stand on and get ourselves out of there. But if you get into this place where you have got this fear that you're holding on to, even when you get good news, you start looking for the problem in it. You don't trust it. What would happen? Okay, well, what if I did, okay, well, this person is pretty wonderful, or this job looks really great, but what if I went there and then they did the same thing? You are now creating your future by setting yourself up for failure. So we all have negative feelings. We all have feelings of jealousy. There's sickness here. Jealousy is green. We need to kick that. That is, whenever we have feelings of anger, when we're triggered, that is something that's telling us that we are out of balance. What can we do to bring ourselves back into balance? The dragonflies flow low over their emotional waters. They are of the water, but they are also of the air. You need to raise yourself up out of the water and go to spirit. Call on spirit to help you. We have the ability. We have the ability to lift ourselves. We choose every morning how we get to address the world and how we get to look at things, and we can start over every single day. We can change our mind. So right now, maybe you've been in such a state of you could have just been very ill. You could have been dealing with very difficult circumstances, and it was too much to face the world, and you pulled yourself away. But right now, are you ready? I'll be ready. It's time to let go. If you're ready, I'll be ready. Now it's time to let them know. And this is what Spirit's saying. It's time to come out. You've hidden away long enough. You were afraid of being hurt, but what happened? You were hurt anyway. So now Spirit says, hope comes back to you. You have gotten so used to this negative cycle that you've maybe taken on this dark cloud mindset. So cut through that. If you're feeling feelings of self-pity, recognize that. We get to choose to be a ray of sunshine or a dark cloud. We get to choose. There are people in very, very difficult circumstances that shine like valiant warriors. And you could say, that's not me. You know what? That can be you. Yes, it can. So the place of solace or hiding away or keeping yourself warm, and of course, when you're going through a difficult time, Spirit wants us to love ourselves, take care of ourselves, keep ourselves, away from whatever the toxic energy is. But they're not asking you to hide. And whatever retreat has happened, Spirit's saying it's time to come out and be social again. It's time to return, because there is hope in front of you. Positivity, no matter how sad you've been, no matter how much you've had to deal with, there is happiness in front of you, and Spirit wants you to reach for it. Look for the fun. Do something to lift your energy. Right now, I know there's some sunglasses asking about your scars. I know I gave them to you months ago. Between the drinks and the apologies, I'm trying to take it back. Somebody is, so they've recognized, right? But you know what? Between the drinks and apologies, I'm trying to take it back. We can't take back the past. That's the thing. We can't take it back. We can't take back words that were said. We can't take back actions that were said. But we can move forward. We can forgive ourselves and ask for forgiveness and move forward in a positive way. This is one of the things. If you're somebody that's been sitting and beating yourself up, there's no use in that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go Pisces first and see how this applies to you. I'm going to try not to make this too long. Spirit, can you tell me how many times to shuffle? 2 more times. Pisces, 2 more times. I found someone to carry me home. Right on. All right, Pisces, it's time to go. Wherever you've been, it's time to go out again and be amongst the land of the living. It's time to go from whatever that situation was that was holding you in a place of sadness. It's time to go. 4 and 5 is 9. Now look it. There's two ways of looking at this. It's interesting. If you look at this picture, this can be looked at. You can see this person coming and going. This looks like they're going with their wings behind them, right? But it also looks like someone's head's down and their hair's falling over them. So it's sad to go, maybe. It's difficult to go, but I'm leaving. And you know what? You don't even see what's in front of you. And Spirit says sometimes we won't know, but there's a door, and that's the door that you're meant to go through. It's time to go. Now, 4 and 5, you have everything you need in front of you to move forward. Everything. Stop procrastinating. You know, Pisces, I listened to several other readers' readings yesterday just to see, because I was so triggered. I was triggered. It hurt my heart with the vehemence and the strength of the message coming from Spirit about Pisces ignoring the signs and not doing what, and procrastinating. And the message was consistent across the board. So if you were triggered by it, it touched a nerve for a reason. It is time to go. And you already know that. So, like the song right now, I found someone to carry me home. Time to go. So what could this be in regards to? If in a relationship, it's maybe time to weigh the pros and cons of the relationship. Is this in my highest good? Spirit's saying no, it's not. Don't force it. Don't tell people who they are and how they should do things. And this isn't the time to be pie in the sky. This is a time to be realistic and honest with this situation. As far as your work may go, maybe you need to sit down and go over your plan. Focus on one step at a time, on something that you can achieve. If you're unable to maybe go the whole way, or if you've got to redo something, it's time to go towards something as well, right? Spirit says that right now, the plans that you have and the ideas that you have can yield wonderful results for you. So start moving towards that. They're showing you that you will win with this. And as far as love is not something that makes sense. And a lot of the times it doesn't make sense. But Spirit says there's something that you need to go towards. That's it. I'm going to leave it at that. You know what it's regarding. So then we're going to go to Cancer. I'm glad to see that Spirit consistently brought that message back forward again, because it is the truth. It's time to go. Correct for neutrality on all levels. 2 more for Cancer. Cancer. For Cancer. How does this apply in your life? Okay, so right now, sadness comes after a difficult time, right? Here, this by the book is following the rules, right? This is the time not to go by the book. So maybe you have been trying to be too rigid. You've been trying to, or maybe you have been feeling like you were supposed to behave in a certain manner, do something in a certain way. You've been towing the line, possibly, right? Following maybe blindly others. But now Spirit's saying they want you to, this is what's made you unhappy. This is what needs to change. This is about you shaking things up and doing things on your own. They may look at you like you're rebellious. They may not like the way you do things. People may not agree with the choices you make. But right now, Spirit says they want you to not look and follow the rules and be inside the box. They want you to do things differently. And doing things differently will bring happiness into your life. Looking outside the box and challenging authority, possibly, or whoever it is in your life that's acting like an authority figure. It's time to take a stand and speak your truth. This is a time when the rules need to be broken. This is a time that if you follow your own heart instead of what someone else has set out as a guideline for you, you will make it across that desert. But going in this direction, the way you have been going, that's what's been keeping you sad here. That's what's been keeping you feeling stuck, as you've been trying to do things in this order, in this fashion. It's kind of like doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result. If you've always turned left, then turn right. Do something differently than you've done before. Don't blindly follow another's lead. Do your own research, right? Don't be this one back here and have no idea where you're going and just hope that it works out for you in your highest good, because this is your life. You're in charge of your life. Okay? Now for Scorpios. How does this apply for Scorpios? Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Scorpio. 2 more times. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Scorpios. Scorpios. Okay, so right now, a deep knowing is being connected to your intuition. So this is another sign that right now you have maybe not been paying attention to your intuition, and that you're not seeking knowledge from spirit. You may be asking for outside help from other people, and it's leading you in a place of sadness. It's keeping you down. Also, when we're in a place of sadness or depression or anger, let me just let that go by. And we go to other sources outside of spirit, they are not going to lead us in the right direction. Spirit, look at the difference between these 2 cards. This is looking into the dark, this is looking to spirit, and there's light. So spirit is asking you, come to us. We want to help you. If you follow spirit, this is in reverse. But if you do turn to spirit, if you turn to the light, what would love say? What would love do? Call on your animal power guides, power animals to help you. Call on the spirit of the owl to maybe help you see past the illusion, past any self-deception or that of others. Because then if you're doing it in the upright, because we get a chance to make a decision and change. That's why this is guidance, right? We can make a decision to go in a different direction. If you do, 43, the number is 7. 4 and 3 is 7. You're on the right path, and it will exceed your expectation. So right now, you might be feeling you're exhausted. It could be that you're in this place because you're just exhausted. I'm just spent, right? You're physically, but you're also maybe asking too many questions, trying to figure it out, getting it stumped. Sometimes we just have to let it go and say to spirit, I surrender, right? Because right now you don't have it, you don't have an understanding of it. Right now maybe you need to clear your psychic energy, your psychic antennae. Maybe you're overloaded. Maybe you haven't protected properly, or maybe you just are consumed. You've been filled from outside situations that have nothing to do with you, right? It's not you, it's what you've had to deal with. There's only so much a person can take. So what spirit would advise for you to do would be to take sea salt baths, Epsom salt baths, to withdraw any negative, toxic energy that you've absorbed or any sickness that's within you. It will also calm you and help you. Spirit wants you right now. This is a time that after a difficult time, for you specifically, the message is, we don't want you to hide away, but we want you to be very careful about who you choose to be around and the circumstances that you choose to step into. This might not be a good time for you to be around parties with a lot of people, bars, where there's a lot of different energy that you could pick up, because right now you're really tired. You're really psychically exhausted. There's just been too much. You may be coming out of a difficult situation, and it's enough already, right? You're just at that place. So you have retreated. You've been healing. You've been working on, maybe you've isolated, and now you're coming out. So you want to come out very slowly, very carefully, right? Not paranoid, but choose very, very positive places to be. Choose association that you know is going to be uplifting. Choose people that are focusing on a spiritual energy and a spiritual light. Stay away from gossipers. Stay away from, people that are a negative energy. Because when you're trying to do something, now this could be something to do with addiction. I'm just going to give this as an example. Say you're somebody who's been fighting something, whatever it is. You've done really well. It's been difficult. You've withdrawn. You've retreated from everyone else. You've done very, very well. You're not going to go back in and hang out with a bunch of people at a bar and say, well, I'll just drink water, when you're that delicate, right? So there's an example. You know what I mean? And soon enough, you'll be able to open yourself up a little bit more. But right now, Spirit's saying, don't give too much information out either. You know, don't be too open to just anyone at this time, because it's about self-love and self-care for you all the way, right? And if people are, if you have been very, very overwhelmed, and this is why you've gone through this, it's about setting boundaries, healthy boundaries. And don't feel bad to say, you know, I'm sorry, I've got enough on my plate. I'm overwhelmed, or you just straight up, no, I'm not able to. Don't feel bad about that. Okay. So now we're going to go to, who are we going to? So we did, okay, we're going to go to Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus, or who is that? Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, or the dream catchers, okay? Anyone who chose the dream catcher or earth signs. Correct neutrality on all levels. Okay, one more I just heard. Dream catcher. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Dreamcatcher. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so for all who chose the Dreamcatcher or for earth signs, right now there's something in your energy that needs to be cleared up. In your environment, in your physical self, in your home. It could be that there's a lot of heavy emotion. Like I said, things are being shifted, right? And shaken up. Shaken and not gently stirred. So it may have brought out a lot of emotion. And you may not be expressing it. You may be holding on to that emotion, which is going to cause sickness. It does. It literally can cause physical sickness when you don't express your feelings. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to go off and scream and yell and tell somebody off. But you know what? If you do have anger, go ahead and write it all down. Write a letter to somebody that what you feel, write it, express it, get it all out. Sometimes it doesn't need to be said to the person, but it needs to be expressed. Get it out, and then burn it, release it. Say it out loud. I would say it out loud, and then say, I release that now. Cancel, clear, delete, so you don't carry that energy. You need to get it out, whatever it is. Get it out of yourself. Now, it could be that there's something about your health that you're trying to cover up that you're not looking at, and Spirit wants you to take a look at it. There's something that needs to be, there's some kind of toxicity in you, within yourself, that maybe need to go on a detox. Maybe at this time, there's unhealthy practices in your life, things that you're doing that are not in your highest good. Maybe there's people that you're associating with that are toxic for you. Maybe you're engaging in gossip. Maybe you are, whatever it is, it's something that is harming yourself. It could be that there's a situation in your life that needs to be cleared up, right, between you and someone else that you're holding on to, and it's causing hurt feelings, which causes a problem between people. And a lot of times we can get stuck in a situation because we don't know how to say it. I don't know how to approach them. I don't know, but then we hold it and it festers, and they may not even know. Yesterday, what was brought out, and again this morning, you know, about taking offense. Sometimes people don't even realize how you have been triggered. They could be in their own space, in their own mind, looking at something in a different way. So if there's something in your life that needs to be addressed, that needs to be cleaned up, it's time to do it. Maybe you need to have a new perspective on something. Maybe your thinking is stinking. You know, you're keeping yourself, and if this is the environment or the feeling of what's going on, maybe you need a new perspective on things. The number is 1 and 5 is 6. So 6 is about you're too focused on the material world. So you may be too consumed with things of this earthly world that are overwhelming you. And maybe you need to surrender it to Spirit. Maybe you need to allow Spirit to handle some things. Maybe it's just in your home. Maybe there's something in your home that's not making you, that's making you not well, and you're not aware of what it is. Maybe you need to do some checking out. Is there mold in the house? Is the house dusty? Is it causing problems for your breathing? Do you need to throw away old pillows? Is it time to make sure that your bedding is cleaned? Are you allergic to something perhaps? Maybe there's something you're eating that's not good for you. Something needs to be addressed. It's time to be cleaned up. It's come up quite a bit. It could just mean, again, like I said, doing the same thing again and again, and it's making you mad. It's making you sad. It's staying in the same place, and it's time to shift. Stop doing that. Right? Don't rationalize. Don't excuse bad behavior on your behalf or someone else's. If somebody, I was written to this morning, and somebody had a problem with someone, they were very, very upset. The person they felt let them down, and they got very, very angry, and they got into a fight, and they thought that the relationship was over, and then the person apologized, but didn't understand, and the person said they're still angry because, they don't get it. And I said, but I didn't say anything, and I said, that's not what you want to do. Because they apologized and you accepted their apology, but you're not forgiving them. Well, they didn't get it. Then you need to express yourself because you are now causing the problem. Okay, so for Sagittarius, we will go to Sagittarius and see how does this apply in your life. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, how does this apply? All right, so this is a refusal to take a leap of faith because this has come to the edge. This is take a leap of faith. So you're stuck. You're stuck, unwilling either. Now remember, everybody, please remember, this is you or someone in your life. It doesn't have to be you. It could be someone that you are dealing with, right? So this is having courage to do something. This is not, what we got is not having the courage. So not maybe having the courage to speak up about something that's making you sad. Not having the courage to change a situation that you're in, a toxic environment, a job, afraid to leave a situation that stinks. Afraid of, what other things could it be? You're holding on to an illusion of something that could, maybe it's not even real. Maybe this is in your mind. Maybe you, like I said, we could have a perception of something and have it not even be the truth of the matter. But you're sometimes we create a story in our mind because of things that we assume. Because these have been thoughts that we've been thinking, stinking thinking, and we've been holding it on. We're brewing this toxic situation that isn't even real. So maybe you need to ask yourself, what am I afraid of looking at here? Is there something is there a health concern that you know that there's something going on, but you're afraid to look at it? Thinking if I don't look, it's gonna go away. That's not the thing to do. Because right now, Spirit's saying, we don't want you to be afraid. We don't want you to feel like you're gonna drown. Maybe you're just drowning in your sorrows and you feel like it's never gonna get better. And Spirit's saying, no, that's not the truth. That is not the truth. It's not going to stay this way. You could be in a cycle. You may be feeling like everything's going everybody else's way and it's not going my way. But Spirit says, if you're in a cycle like that, please try to elevate your thinking. Ask Spirit to help you. Find something to be happy about. Get your mind doing something in a different direction. Maybe take your mind off of that situation because Spirit is saying you're in a cycle and you can pull yourself out of it. If you're dwelling on fear, you are keeping yourself stuck. So a lot of this is up to you. Or like I said, this could be somebody in your life. There could be somebody in your life who's just afraid, right? Who's afraid to leave that situation, who's afraid to step out, who's afraid to look at what's going on. But this either a fear of this or a stubborn refusal of this. So fear is just false evidence appearing real, but it's also a part of yourself inside that needs to be loved. And this, like I said, it could be somebody else in your life. So it's okay to be afraid. Spirit doesn't expect us all to be brave all the time. New jobs, moving to a new city, going to the doctor to find out how to address the situation. going and speaking to and addressing a subject with somebody that you're nervous about, yeah, you're going to feel that fear. But Spirit's encouraging you to push through it. In spite of your fear, the Spirit says, we will be there for you. Now this again, always, please remember, this is you or someone else. Song right now, X's and O's. They won't let go. So there could be a situation, and this has been coming up a lot actually lately. I've been getting a lot of, it's been coming up a lot. Stalkers, you know, there's fear of stalkers, and so you keep yourself squirreled away. Tell someone, right? Or get yourself away from the area. Don't hide. And don't be afraid to speak up. X's and O's, they won't let go. But then you do a cutting cord and a cutting cord meditation and ask Archangel Michael to help you. Right? This is also X's and O's are coming back to me because they figured it out. Right? So there may be a situation that's going to be cleaned up. So, or maybe you need to. Maybe you need to do this. All right, this is now... Who did we do? Oh God, please. We did Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. We did Virgo, Cap. Was that... No. I think we're doing... Oh God, I'm so tired right now. I can't even think of who we just did. This is awful. Hold on, give me a second here. So we did the water signs. We did that first. Then we did earth signs. This was Virgo. So now we go to Capricorns, right? God, I hope I'm not going over and over this like a zillion times. Go the distance. So someone's afraid to go the distance. Someone is refusing to go the distance in a situation, either you or someone else, and it's time to clean it up. Whether that be in a relationship, whether that be in a job, whether that something is not going the distance. Gosh, I really hope that I didn't skip anybody. Capricorn. I really hope that I'm on Capricorn. I really apologize if I have to do this. I'll just keep moving forward on this. And actually, that's what's interesting about this message, is that the cleanup time is about not moving forward, right? This is about digging down deep, and maybe what's supposed to happen right now is you are not meant to move forward. Maybe this is a time of letting go. Somebody doesn't want to go the distance, or something isn't going to go the distance, and it's time to release it. Job, relationship, something doesn't want to go the distance. Cleanup time. So let it go, release it. Feel the sadness, feel the pain, feel the anger, whatever it is, but it's time to let it go. It's not going to go the distance. And it might be in a situation where you, because of your own health, you're not able to go the distance in a project. You're not able to go the distance in a situation that you thought maybe you could. It's too much for you. If you clean up the situation, if you take care of your health, if you focus more on self-love and self-care, you will possibly be able to turn this around. But right now, something cannot go the distance, or it will not go the distance. So if you're asking about, maybe you keep trying with a project, and it's just, yeah, it's going to fall over. It's not working. It's not going the distance. I'm listening. Maybe you feel like you've just been putting everything into something, and it feels as though it's going on and on. but not in a positive way. Like you're not yielding any results. So maybe you need to shift things around. Maybe you need to pull some things out and figure out what's not working in this situation. What doesn't work? Is there something in here that's inhibiting progress? Is there something, now this could be anything. This could be in your health. Is there something that I'm doing that is going to stop me from moving forward? Am I not going the distance in something that I said that I was going to do for my own physical health? Am I refusing to stop drinking? Am I refusing to stop smoking? Even though I've just gotten notification from my doctor that I've got a lump. A friend of mine is a smoker. She just found a lump. Has she stopped smoking? No. She's refusing to stop. Right now, as soon as I say that, the song, I would have stayed to help a friend. This is somebody who is refusing to clean up their act. This is somebody who is, you go left, you go right. So this is a situation that's been sick and toxic, and you wonder why you came. I lost a friend. So that may be a situation. Maybe you were in deep grief over a sadness about something, someone was not able to go the distance, something didn't last, and it's made you physically ill. Or this is them. You tried and you tried and you tried, but they're not going to do it. They're not stopping, and you have to release it. This is about surrendering. This is about surrendering. This is about a time where you need to conserve your energy. You've been putting so much into something and it's not going the distance. This is about being careful about how you share your energy. This is somebody who's trying and trying and trying with someone else, and they're not going the distance. And it's time to let it go. This could be a situation, I'm just trying to see because it's a clarifier for this cleanup time. So maybe you've been putting too much energy into a situation, and it doesn't mean with a friend, but just into anything. And you need to refocus and put your energy into something else. This is about maybe developing a skill. This is about, because it's about, we want to turn this around, right? We want to be able to go the distance with something. Our health wants to go the distance. Our body wants to live a long time. If we're not taking care of our bodies, it won't go the distance. So this is about looking at things again, reprioritizing our effort, our energy, and what we bring in, who we're around, all of that, so that we are spiritually, emotionally, physically able to go the distance in our lives. This song is about giving so much of another, but it's going to make you sick. It's going to take from you. That's the emphasis for this particular message. That one was a little hard for me. Okay, so for Taurus, how does this apply for you? I really apologize, you guys, if I'm redoing a sign. I really am. I'm sorry. I get so into the message. I'm just trying to hear spirit, you know. That's why it's so hard for me to do signs. I just want to deliver the message, but this is me going the distance, right? This is me figuring it out, keeping track, getting a little bit more organized. I get that. Watch me get that for my message. All right, so for Taurus, how would this apply for you? All right, you're not breathing. Oh, you need a breath of fresh air. There's a lot for Taurus that comes right away with this. Okay, so check this out. Look at the opposites. Breathe and mildew. Well, you don't want to breathe in mildew, right? You're not able to breathe. Maybe you're not taking a breath. You are not stopping. Maybe you need to get outside. You need to get outside and get some fresh air. You need to get a fresh perspective on the situation. You need to maybe do some breath work that will help you physically. You need to maybe stop and take a breath because you are gotten yourself so worked up emotionally that you're just festering in a pool of mildew. You need to stop, take a breath, breathe, bring peace, a sense of peace into your life. You need to clean your mental house. You need to clean out negative thinking. You need to clean your physical house so that you can actually breathe. Maybe there's something that's bothering you. Maybe there's an allergy. Sometimes people get sick and they're really, really worried, thinking that there's something really, really wrong with me, when in fact it could just be that there's a problem with allergy or like a fabric softener or the type of detergent. There could be an allergy that's affecting you. Or as I said, if you have a fireplace, or if you have a there may not be a proper ventilation in where you're at. But breathing and mildew are two complete opposites. I mean, that's exactly the opposite of what you want to do here, right? It also could be that you're lazy, that you've allowed yourself to get so sad and down and consumed with inertia that you're getting sick. You're not moving. You're literally allowing yourself to rot. You need to breathe. Instead, you need fresh air. You need to maybe get out and gently start walking, maybe do some light gardening. This is about waking something up. This is life. This is slowly dying, right? There's a difference between the two here. It may be this sadness is because somebody took their last breath in this world. And this is very, very understandable. And if that's the case, my sympathies for what you're going through. But you can't allow yourself to stay in a place of sadness. It will literally make you sick. That they would not want that for you. This is about getting out of your head and more into your physical body. To get the blood pumping through your body again. This is breathing. Sometimes when we get really, really emotional, we can't breathe. We have to, what is it called? You hyperventilate, right? So sometimes you literally just have to sit there and do deep breathing exercises. Also, another message is, are you feeling sorry for yourself about whatever the situation is in your life? Instead of being grateful that you are still breathing in and out, you are still alive. You may have a circumstance that's really challenging, very difficult, very sad, but you're living. You're still able to take a deep breath. You're able to turn your situation around. Don't sit in a pool of self-pity and stop, right? Now this is you or someone else in your life. Breathe. All right. Let's move on. This is now, we are now going to, so now we're going to go to Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, or the blue star, the true north, the following of the true north, and we're going to go to what is this? Shapeshifter Oracle. So anyone who chose the star, which I did, song right now, you're gone, and I've got to stay high. Now see, that for the last message, somebody may be missing in your life and you're just filled with sadness. They're not there. And so listen to that song. You're gone and I've got to stay high. And all the dogs are barking with that. So that's a very loud message. Are you coping with your sadness by drinking, eating, sleeping your life away, taking a drug, over-medicating? That needs to get cleaned up. That's not the way to cope. That's not the way to cope. You got to focus yourself in a positive light. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Anyone who chose the blue star, or Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, I love the way these cards shuffle. A beautiful little worm. Okay, see, you know what's interesting? There's a lot, like I said, there's been a lot of challenges. Don't think that you're the only one that's going through this, and don't think that others don't understand. Because many people are going through challenges right now. Many, many people. This is, you may be feeling like when the weather changes, right? Our body sometimes has a difficult time, especially if we've been overexerting ourselves, working very, very hard, and we may find ourselves getting a cold. Now, what's interesting about that is when we push it too much, and Spirit advises us again and again and again, but we don't listen. We feel, no, I've got to do this, I've got to get this done, and maybe you do. Maybe you're in a situation where, you have to do what you have to do, but your body is tired. When you do get home from work, when you do get away from whatever the situation is, you need to carve out some time for yourself. This is about self-care. This is about gentle self-care. This is about loving yourself. This little tiny worm, you may feel that you're not important. Well, there's somebody else in my life that's having a harder time than me. You know, I've got to care for. I have a friend who has a twin sister who's in a care home, and she worries so much about her sister that she runs herself into the ground because she says, no, she's more important. No, nobody is more important than you. It's the truth. You aren't going to be able, and I'm getting prickles on that. There's absolute confirmation. So that's a message to me. Nobody is more important than you. And this is not anything to do with being selfish or arrogant. This has to do with self-love. If you don't know how to love yourself, you are not going to be capable of loving another person. If you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of anyone else. And this is genuine care. This is exercise. This is good food. This is proper rest. This is taking in the right television programs. I don't even watch TV, but if you do, listening to the right songs. If you are not feeling happy, if you're in a state like the last messages were, you're not going to sit there and listen to sad, sad songs. Watch sad, sad movies, right? If you're a kind of person who's not able to release your sadness, maybe that will help you cry. I don't know. But you don't want to dwell on it, right? You want to do whatever you can do to make yourself feel better. This is all love, softness, gentle. This is the peace rose. I love these roses. They smell delicious. Softly gentle colors. You see the yellow, but it's a very soft yellow. But it still is your solar plexus. It still says that you are worthy. And remember the victory sparrow? Well, the victory sparrow is also the sparrow of self-worth. Remembering that, you know what? You are important. Yes, you are. You are not insignificant. You are different. Yes, you're different. You're not like this little fairy. You're not like this beautiful rose. You're a little caterpillar. You're a little worm. But you're beautiful. And you're going to transform into something incredible. You may be in this process. You may be in this process like my little worms over there were. And one is already turning, he's in his pupa stage. So you may be looking at yourself, feeling bad about yourself, thinking you should be further ahead than you are. But that's the stage that you're at right now. We all have to start somewhere, right? And in every area of our life, we have to begin. There's always a starting point, and their cycles keep going and going. We never get it all right. We never learn it all. We're constantly learning. We're always going to be at a state of beginning in some area of our life. So this is about taking care of you. This is about having proper checkups. This is about, I'm getting it again from Spirit, I've got to make an appointment for the dentist, and I'm scared about it because I know I have to have 2 fillings done, and there's not much left of that tooth. I know what they're going to say to me. But it's about, what am I going to wait till the tooth falls out? You know, this is about self-care. This is about recognizing in your home. Make your home comfortable. This is the time where you pull out your really nice, soft blankets and soft pillows. Maybe this would be a good time to get yourself some nice new sheets, some flannel sheets that are really snuggly, wuggly warm, because the weather's changing. Right? This is the time to make sure that your house, if you have any drafty areas, they get sealed up. I've lived in cold weather climates. You know, we've had to put plastic on the outside of our windows when I was in Sedona because it was freezing and I had all cement in there. So maybe if any work that needs to be done in your house to get you prepared, that needs to be taken care of at this time. It could be that you've got a lot of stress in your life and you need to make sure that you are loving of yourself. Maybe at work you've got a difficult boss. Well, then you be extra special loving to you. Right? Don't take your work home with you. And when the work hour is done, it's about you. It's not about work anymore. When you're a little worm like this, you're vulnerable to the crows picking you off, right? So when you're feeling a little bit delicate, don't put yourself in a situation where there are going to be people that are nasty. Don't open yourself up, right? You know what I mean? What else? Maybe you're going through a change and you're worrying about how people are going to view you. Don't go into that land of worry. This is a time about self-love, restoration, slowing down. Maybe you're working too hard, right? You can only do so much. You can only carry so much. And if it is a time, my landlord, he says, man, I don't know what's wrong. I think I'm getting a cold. And I said, really? You're pushing yourself as far as work. You dress in shorts all the time, even though the weather's changing. Maybe it's time to start getting your socks out. Maybe it's time, right now, we're still in flip-flop weather, but right now my toes are cold. So it's true. I have my fan going on. It's time. Last night the fan went off. I even had it in my dream last night. In my dream, it was. They said my twin was in. My twin. They said that he's got the temperature down. I'm just looking down at our messengers. Look who's coming in for a landing. White herons and snowy egrets, beautiful, coming across the emotional waters. Oh God, they're beautiful. In my dream yesterday, my twin, somebody said he's in the back room with the air conditioning down to 57 degrees. And I thought, whoa, it's cold. That's a cold environment. Is that your own physical self? Is this you? Are you not feeling very warm? Maybe you need to warm up a little bit, right? To somebody and then last night in my dream, somebody was saying, ooh, turn the air conditioning down. It's freezing in here. And that was my cat. She came up on my chest and I had the fan on, and I didn't realize in the middle of the night that the temperature dropped really low here in Canyon Lake. And I was being told. So now the fans have been put off, right? Put away, the big fan, ceiling fans off at night. It's socks in the morning, warm drinks now. It can be a beautiful time. And make sure that, you know what, if you do slow down, don't worry. If you're afraid, I've got to keep up at this pace. I've got to keep up at this pace, even though your body's telling you that, no, you can't. Spirit, the number here is 1 and 7 at the bottom, which is 8. An infinite supply. It also means, to me, when I'm thinking about it right now, you cannot go 24/7, infinitely. You can't keep going and going and going and going and going and going without loving yourself and self-care. Okay. I probably don't need to go as deep into the main message, but I feel like, since we're going to be doing clarifiers, but there might be something that I say during this that I don't get to in your particular message. And like I said, all of these messages are for you or for someone in your life. So this is for all of you. And we'll break it down now. So Geminis, how does this apply in your life? 2 more for Gemini. Correct for neutrality. So right now somebody is saying, somebody's leaving. Yesterday was the time of our life. We were born and raised. So somebody is moving on with somebody else, and somebody is sad. Sometimes in love it hurts. I hate to turn up unexpected, but I thought you would see me, and I thought you'd see my face and be reminded from me that it isn't over, but it is over. Okay. So this one is talking about moving on. So maybe, okay, let's see who, this is Gemini. What happens with Gemini? Okay, so no place like home. So this song started playing for you. So somebody's saying, please don't forget me. Somebody's remembering home. And it feels like home. The song said, I thought I would show up and you would have the same feelings, but the person says, don't worry, I wish the best for you, and I'll find someone like you. I'll find my own, right? But it's sad. So maybe for that particular reason, you're feeling sad right now, and you're needing that self-care, that self-love, because you're hurting right now. You expected things to go in a different way than they did. Or maybe somebody's leaving home, moving out, moving on. Maybe there's a breakup in a situation in your home that's happening. And for you, there's no place like your home. To you, that's what you wanted. But they're saying right now, maybe that someone else has chosen something different, and that's difficult for you. So self-love, self-care, allow the tears to fall. They are healing, even though it may feel awful. It could be also right now, what can you do to make your home feel homey, right? This is this little worm's home, all snuggled up with someone that he loves or she loves, right? There's love and friendship. This is a rose of friendship and love. And somebody snuggling. Does it feel good in your home? Are you where you feel home, right? Are you feeling at home where you are? Do you feel like you're comfortable there? What can you do? Do you feel safe? Do you feel secure in your home? What can you do to create a home like that? What can you do to create a home that's welcoming and warm and where people feel safe and secure, where they want to go home? Your home needs to be your haven, right? That's a place that we want to go after a stressful day. You don't want to be, wanting to escape your home. This is where, do you have pride in your home? Do you need to straighten up your yard? My landlord's been doing so much work and it looks so beautiful. He's done so much work. Oh my gosh, it looks amazing. And you know what? He's done most of it himself, and it's just kind of like a cleaning up, and it, you know, new bark mulch put down in the yard over top of plastic. It didn't cost him that much money, but wow, it upped the value of his home $20,000. The estimator said, and he did the work himself. It was amazing. So what can you do for your home to hold your head up high? Are you proud of the way your home looks? Do you need to straighten things up? You know, you don't have to do things. You can do a lot of home improvement on a budget. You can get so many things secondhand. Oh my gosh, I'm the secondhand queen. I had a business with that, and I'm telling you, I've got friends that are what are those habitual buyers, right? They buy and they have buyer's remorse and don't have anywhere to put it, and they just give things away. So you can find beautiful things on the market exchange places, on Craigslist, at thrift stores, beautiful things. And I'm not talking old yucky things. You know, some people have a real aversion to secondhand items. Maybe you do. You can also go to places like Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, right? What can you do? Maybe it's time to go out and treat yourself to one of those really soft chenille blankets. I know where I'm going today. I'm going because my girlfriend that lives in Wisconsin that I just found out has stage 3 lung cancer. I've been thinking the longest time what I want to send her, and that's what I want to send her. A really, really soft, snuggly, really, really soft to the skin blanket. Nothing feels better on your skin than beautiful soft silk sheets or a really, really soft, snuggly blanket. I got them for my cats. Do you have pets? What can you do to help their little home? Do you need to weatherproof their home? Do you need to maybe bring your animals in? Is it time to get them a new pet bed? Right? They're people too. They're your kids too, right? As far as relationships right now, they're saying that, you know what? People love you. People feel at home in your presence. Or do they? Is there something you need to do to make this happen? Are you feeling safe with your relationships? Do you feel comfortable? They're saying that right now there are ones in your life that feel really, really comfortable with you, who really, really love you, who love to be in your presence, and you make them feel like they've come home. Isn't that a beautiful feeling? So right now, as far as your work, what can you do for self-care? So for self-care, can you make your work environment pleasant for other people so that they feel that they're cared for? If you're a boss, you know, can you be a little bit more, my boss was amazing. I ran into my boss, Stu. I mean, I haven't worked for him in 4 years, but I worked for him for like 15 years, and I still call him my boss. And I'm telling you, he's one of the most amazing people I know, and so is his wife. And I ran into her at my little secondhand store. I brought all my clothes that I wasn't gonna. I took half my closet out, and they took them all. See, because I had beautiful things that I just didn't wear. And I ran into my boss's wife, and we talked about that. And I said, oh, this is my boss's wife. I introduced her to the lady that owns the shop, and I said, it's so funny, I don't even call her my boss anymore, but, you know, but my boss anymore, but he was such an awesome boss. And she goes, and his wife says, you know, she really is. And I said, you're very fortunate to have such a wonderful husband. As a boss, he cared so much for his team. Are you that kind of a boss that feels like home? Because my work did. It felt like a home away from home. So I think that's it. I think that's all I got for you guys. I like that for you guys. Now, again, it's for you or someone else in your home, in your life, right? Okay, so now we go to Libra. My daughter is a Libra. And so is my girlfriend, Katie. So I'm sending out love to my daughter and to my friend, Katie. Correct tonality on all levels. How does this apply in your life? Or for those in the ones that you care for, the ones around you. For Libra. Okay, so a loyal heart. How can we apply this about self-care? Well, the first thing is don't stay in contact with people that are not loyal, that don't have loyalty, that are not loving. Don't keep yourself around energy that comes across in that way. Are you, okay, so loyal, heart, but this is about self-care. So, are you betraying a part of yourself? You are supposed to love yourself and be loyal to yourself. If you're not loving yourself and being loyal to yourself, you're betraying yourself. It's time to turn that around and recognize the queen within you or the king within you. Don't be giving so much to other people that you are not being loyal and devoted to yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. Are you not showing care for others in your life? Are you not being comforting to other people in your life? Are you disloyal to others? Are you not being fair? Are you not understanding the different levels of progress that people are at, the different levels of transformation that people are at? This is about proving faithful to others and others proving faithful to you. This is about lovingly, protectively devoted energy. So it's in reverse. Are you feeling that others are not loyal to you? Are you feeling that others have betrayed you? Are you feeling care? Because I'm looking at this one caring for this little one. Are you not caring for someone that you should be caring for? Is someone expecting that of you and misunderstanding your care? Are you being stubborn about something? Are you nursing wounds, feeling like you've been betrayed, that you have not been loved the way that you feel that you should have been loved? Are you giving loyalty to the wrong places, which is causing someone to feel unloved? The owls are talking about seeing past the deception, seeing through illusion. They're looking at a mirror. Are you perhaps, and you're looking at loyalty here, and this is care, self-care, or that of someone else. So do you need to look in the mirror? Are you perhaps judging somebody else and refusing to look in the mirror? Are you being triggered by something because it's actually something? Because, you know, when we get triggered by something, or when we see something in another that we don't like, it's generally it's a part of ourselves that we are recognizing that we don't like. So there's loyalty and love upside down here. So a mirror needs to be looked at. There's a key. There's two keys hanging here. Have you closed your heart? Refusing to allow someone to love you or care for you? Or have you pushed somebody else out in the cold? Because the key to everything is love. And there's two keys for both people, right? What would love say? What would love do? This is an open heart. This heart would be closed down. This heart is open, as in I'm here for you. I'm loyal. I'm devoted. Are you feeling sad because there has been disloyalty in your life, where love has not been given to you? The key has been given to someone else, and so you need to care for yourself, because it isn't about other people filling our needs. It's about self-reliance. Okay, those are the items that came to me. Aquarius. How does this affect you? My father's Aquarius. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Song right now. I miss the rains down in Africa. Are you missing home? Are you missing that love and family? My daughter, her father lives in Canada. And her cousins, everybody, her whole big family is up in Canada. I know it's difficult for them to be away. So it could be that you're missing someone in your life. You're missing that love and that devotion, and you're feeling upside down in that situation. And so in that way, you need to be extra special loving to yourself. That makes sense to me. Okay, Aquarius. Aquarius, I just got a message, and I don't know if it's you or someone in your life, but cutting words, harsh words, sharp edges needing to be maybe softened a little bit. Yeah, chop wood. Okay, so this is a time of, you're going to wait. You have to wait for something. Actually, it's in reverse. For chopping wood in the upright, you would be waiting. This would be kind of like finding something to do while you're waiting for something to get done or work through. This would be a time for, well, this is cleaning up things as well. I don't necessarily go along with what this author has to say. I'm kind of looking at the picture. So this is sweeping out, right? Energetic sweeping, cleaning, and I just got a message that there's very harsh words that need to be, maybe softened, or maybe harsh words have been said that has caused somebody to feel like they need to be treated with kid gloves, maybe a more gentle way. What's coming to my mind, it's interesting, and this may sound bizarre, but my grandmother, we would all stay at Grandma's house, me and all my cousins. And so that would be how many of us? 1, 2, 3, 4. There were 4 and then 5 at the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Grandma's, every weekend. You can only imagine my grandmother. Sometimes she would become very overwhelmed, and she would have the two older boys started to kind of buck her, right? Because they were 15, 16, 14, right? And they were kind of trying to assert their independence, and would kind of fight and argue with her. And 2 of my cousins actually lived at my grandmother's. And the way she handled them is she would get the broom, and she would go out there, and she would literally, it was like she was sweeping them out. Go, clean your room up. And she would take the broom and do that. It was so bizarre. So I see this broom, and I'm thinking, I heard sharp words. Has somebody, and my cat Liger, anytime I bring the broom out, he runs. I'm telling you, I'm getting this. Has somebody physically abused you? This is upside down. This is using an object in a negative way. Has somebody done something to hurt you? And so you need self-care. You need to, I would say, so what I'm getting is, if you're in a situation where somebody is in a toxic environment, abusive situation, please reach out for help. I literally felt sharp pain and then saw the broom upside down. So, and I'm thinking about a wicked witch, right? Somebody maybe cutting nasty words, and so that you felt the need to retreat. The song right now, I'm just holding on for tonight. Is this you? Do you feel like Cinderella? And there's the broom, right? I'm just holding on for tonight. Has somebody treated you like their servant? And you're exhausted. This is chop wood. This is, I think I see Cinderella here as well, right? And the broom is upside down. So this song right now, I like that you're broken. Are you refusing to clean something up? I keep seeing the broom. I'm focusing on the broom. Something needs to be cleaned up. This broom needs to be used appropriately. It needs to be turned around. There needs to be something cleaned up. There's a bucket 2 buckets of water, a broom, and the light, which means the air opened up. Here the doors are closed. Things have not been cleaned up. It's causing a problem. There needs to be something cleaned up, whether that be in your own physical house, whether that be in as far as emotions, whether that be between you and somebody else. This needs to turn back around in order for self-care to take place. Something tragic has taken place. I'm hearing that. Something tragic has taken place. Is there something that's been kept a secret in your home that needs to come out in the open? You felt like you've needed to hide or retreat. Has something happened in your home that has caused you to want to leave? What else is coming to mind? Well, this again would be just to be opening your mind. Open your mind to new ideas, fresh ideas. Because right now, in reverse, these doors would be closed. There's no light coming in this situation. You've been, like I said, you've been squirreled away for too long. It's time to come out from this situation. Maybe you have retreated. Maybe you've had all of this self-care, taking care of yourself. Maybe somebody's been caring for you. Maybe you have been cared for because somebody was in an abusive situation and you've gone to someone else, and someone else has been, there could be someone in a foster home. You could be taking someone in. Maybe is it time to open your doors to someone and help them out, to help care for someone? Wow, different messages in that, hey? Okay, now we're going to go to, who have we spoken with? We've done water, earth, air, fire signs. And our last message is with the peaceful Buddha. And we start with Aries. And we're going to the Oracle of Shadows and Light. Every time with me, it's the Oracles and Shadow Light. That's so funny. Correct neutrality on all levels. For Aries, or for the people who chose the peaceful Buddha? Correct for neutrality on all levels. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Somebody's being told not to leave the area that they live in, not to explore, not to adventure. You don't tell an Aries that. A mother's also worried about her son, worried about her child, getting themselves into trouble, wanting them to stick closer to home. Maybe they've got themselves in trouble because they weren't in the right environment. There's somebody loving there. There's either somebody that's loving and worrying about their child, or there's somebody who is holding their child back. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For Aries. Oh, that was clear. Bam. Oh my gosh. Snow Angel. Signs are with you already. You already know the answers that you seek. You've already been given the answers that you've been asking for. If you are asking right now for a specific question, you have already had your answers. This is a message about, we've shown you again and again, and yet you ask. But you already know. The signs are already with you. What you need to do, who it is, what's going on in this situation. The signs are already with you. Is Spirit with you? Yes. Spirit is telling us, we have been giving you signs and messages and dreams and songs, and please listen. So then let's listen. This song, Little Precious, had a natural obsession with temptation. She gives him loving that his body can handle. Baby, it's good for me. He takes a glimpse in the mirror, doesn't recognize his own face. He doesn't know why. If I don't change, it'll take me to my final resting place. Okay, so the signs are already with you. So here's a message right now. You've been warned of something. You've been shown. You've been tempted. You have a temptation towards something that is not in your highest good. Something that's actually could kill you. So it could be, as I said, it could be poor eating habits. It could be it could be drinking. It could be whatever it is that you're consuming. It could be negative thoughts. It could be the people that you're associating with. It could be your environment. It could be that you're not careful. It could be that you're driving when you're drinking, or you're driving too quickly. You drive without a seatbelt. You are not listening to Spirit's advice because Spirit has given you the messages. You're not heeding the advice, or perhaps this is talking about somebody else, a situation that took place. Why has this happened? Because somebody fell into temptation. They went to an area that was dangerous for them. That's why this happened. Spirit has shown you what the signs are. Now, another message is that it's not that you don't see the signs. You do see the signs, but you're doubting. Why are you doubting? First thing is fear. You don't want to believe it because it's taken too long. Even though you've gotten sign after sign after sign and they're consistent, everyone says the same thing. You go to 14 different readers and they all give the same message. You get the same songs playing. You have the same dreams. Spirit's given you the same nudge in the same direction again and again. So it's not that you're not seeing it. It's that you're either refusing to see it, you're refusing to trust it. You don't have faith in Spirit, which is odd because you're listening to this reading. But no, it's not odd because we all have doubt. We all have fear. If you don't see physical representation of something you're being shown in other ways, it's reason for doubt. So then we ask Spirit to help us. Please help me bolster up my faith and my courage. Give me definite, clear signs. And because Spirit says, you know what? She's got her hand on her hip, but Spirit doesn't get angry at us. They're showing you a frustration, like, can't you see? But I feel more like this is an angel in your life. This is a physical angel in your life, somebody who's there for you, who loves you. This is red. This is passion. The wings are soaking wet from them having to prove themselves over and over again that they're there for you, and you're not believing in them. Because Spirit doesn't get mad. But this person's frustrated. This person is absolutely frustrated and is asking you, what more do I have to do to prove to you that I'm here for you, that I won't leave you? It's not that you're not seeing evidence of it. Are you taking me for granted? Are you not appreciating what I'm doing? Because the signs are there. And Spirit's basically saying, we'll show you again and again, but it isn't that you haven't seen the signs. It's that you're so afraid to move forward, or you're so attached to something that you don't want to let go of, that you're pretending not to see the signs. This is when you're choosing to go back to sleep. Because people can choose to go back to sleep all the time. So open up your senses, open up your faith, open up your trust in Spirit and in the ones in your life that are there for you. Correct for neutrality on all levels. And I guess I've already said it. I was going to say just that you already know. What is your intuition telling you? What is not your ego, not your fear, but in your heart of hearts? What is your heart saying? So we start with Aries, which is interesting because we don't generally start with Aries. So we're starting with Aries. For anyone who chose the Peaceful Buddha, which I did, and this is me anyway, so here we go. The dogs are giving you a warning. The dogs are speaking. So they're barking. There's a disturbance, there's action, there's stuff happening. There may be whatever situation that you're asking about, there's a lot of noise. There may be fighting. There may be unexpected visitors. There may be, a lot of times dogs bark for protection. So the song was about protection, right? So I would say right now, it's important for you to protect yourself. Do you need to lock your car? Do you need to be careful where you park your car in the city? Do you need to protect your physical self as far as your health? Do you need to put a shield of protection around yourself? Let's see how it breaks it down for all of us. But the barking continues, and the dogs are love, loyalty, friendship, and protection. So maybe that's another message. The signs are with you. This is your best friend. Is it the person you're thinking about? Dog represents that. So for Aries, what is it for you? Higher power. Okay. So for Aries, it's you need to trust in what your higher self is telling you. That's where the key is. This is love. Trust that Spirit knows what's in your highest good, and they are leading you in the right direction. Please pay attention to the signs that you're being given. Follow that guidance because it's coming from Spirit. Look at the numbers. 4 and 4. Angels all around you, working with you, guiding, protecting, and loving you. So those dogs barking are protection. You are safe. And right as I say that, the dogs stop barking. You are safe. You are protected. You have the answers within you. You are closely connected to your angelic team. And you know what? They want you to know how much they love you. This is love. They want you to know we have recognized the work that you have put in. We've seen what you've done. You can trust what your higher self is telling you. This is in the upright. So you can trust what you're picking up. Trust in what your intuition is telling you. What is the highest? What would love say and what would love do? Get out of your ego mind. Are you maybe being triggered by your ego and forgetting to come from a place of love? Who's speaking? Who's responding? Who's answering? Your ego or your heart? Are you doing what your heart wants you to do, or are you hurt and acting from a place of ego? What's the highest good for everyone, and how can you best help others? Maybe you don't have to do all the work because you don't. And this is a message that Aries, we got. This is a message I think all fire signs got, is that we have to remember that we don't have to do everything. We're not the be-all, end-all. Sometimes, right, it's time to let Spirit handle it. Right now, they're saying, let the higher Spirit take over. Realize also, this I know, that the connection that you have between you and another is a very deep spiritual love. And this person is in your life, and this is happening to help you both. You may be feeling out in the cold right now, and you've been there a long time. But there is love, and you know that. And you're going through this, in this situation, because of a deep spiritual connection between you and this other one that was brought into your life, and the signs are already with you, and you know that. You've been shown that again and again. So maybe this is a time for you to really work on connecting with one another telepathically from a place of love. Express your love. Share your love. If they're not in your physical presence, telepathically, it's also telling you that ones in spirit are saying that we're with you and we're loving you and we are guiding you. We are here. If you're asking, am I aware of you, even though I'm not with you anymore? The answer is yes. This again is the answer you asked for, and here it is. When you make agreements with people, let it be your higher self that makes the agreement. Make agreements that your higher self agrees with. Let them take the lead. Follow the direction that your higher self guides you in. Sometimes our human mind wants us to do something different, but what is your higher self telling you? Also, don't forget that whatever you have done or succeeded with, give credit where credit is due. You're working with Spirit. Sagittarius, how does this apply to you? I love that because I asked again and again, you know, if my mother in spirit, if you're really truthfully communicating with me, if that really is you, please show me. And I just get sign after sign after sign, and it's the truth. So if you had doubts, don't. Correct functionality on all levels. I'm having a difficult time with Sagittarius. Sagittarius is not wanting to mix very well. They're not wanting to bend, is what I'm getting. Okay, now it's working a little bit better, but there was a little bit of roughness there. A change in the wind, so there might have been somebody that was fighting the direction, Sagittarius, because there is a change in the wind. But guess what? even though we're actually the opposite, right? We're going from this into this in the physical world. In your emotional world or your financial world or your relationship world, you are moving from a cold into a warmer area, because this is a positive wind. And 1 and 2 is 3, full circle completion. So the signs are with you that this is completed and it's time to move on. It's positive for you to move on. Remember what we spoke about the leaves, about the people, that some people are the roots, they're there for and the branches. Some are strong and hold you. Some others break and fall away and let you down. Others are like leaves. They're beautiful while they last, but then they blow away. These leaves are leaving. So there may be some people in your life. The signs are with you. There are people leaving your life. It is not in your highest good to try and hold on to it. This is a positive. This is a positive. You are to allow this to happen. Work with this. Signs are with you. Are you moving? It could be that you're moving, right? This guy's got his house on his back and he's heading out. Is there a marriage happening? This looks also to me, this looks like several things to me. It looks like a gazebo, like the white lace inn. People get married in that all the time. It also looks like what they put on the top of a house, a weather vane, right? On top of Victorian homes. So it's definitely a change in direction, a positive one. Things are not all black and white, right? Try and maybe there needs to be a compromise that needs to happen. It could be that you need to prepare. Maybe you are going into colder weather, right? So maybe you're going to be a change in the wind. It is a positive change, but it's about getting prepared. There might be a storm that happens. Just because a change is positive doesn't mean that there's not going to be turbulence, right? Because some people aren't agreeing with it. Remember I said there are some that are not wanting to bend. There's a change happening, and it's always for the better, but some people disagree with that. This one's got her hands on their hips, and there's frozen emotion here, and I told you that I felt a bending, not someone not wanting to bend, a bit of a sharpness. So prepare for that. Make sure that your changes that happen are on solid ground. Try not to resist the change. Are you stubbornly resisting this change that's happening? It might not be what you were expecting. It might not be what you wanted. It might be that you and your partner, your lover, are out of sync. Right? You're not seeing things in the same way. He sees it black, I see it white. There's a compromise that needs to take place. Maybe somebody feels a burden on their back. They're carrying the weight of everything in the family. Maybe there's stormy emotions, right? Right here, this red, this could be anger. But sometimes fights happen because things need to come out. You know, we're not always going to do it the right way. We're not perfect. I had a client yesterday. Why does it have to happen this way? She felt really down on herself because she says I behaved inappropriately and I just blew up but we looked at the whole situation. I've worked with her for a very long time, and she's been under a lot of stress. She's given a lot of herself to this relationship, and she just was to the point where she was filled. She couldn't do anymore, and she snapped. You know, it causes a change to happen, but don't beat yourself up. That gives you an opportunity to understand one another. It could be that you've had your first fight in a relationship. Oh my God, this is the first fight, right? What's going to happen? Is somebody going to walk out? Are they going to leave me? That's what I got, right? Just because you fight doesn't mean I don't love you. Just because I'm angry at you doesn't mean I don't love you. Just because I feel like, you let me down. Yes, you did. I'm disappointed, but I don't hate you. We can't make any promises, can we? Song right now. It's about growth. It's about learning to understand each other. Maybe you're a more colorful person. Look at this one. Colorful person, outspoken. You may be more black and white, withdrawn, quiet. There's a change. Maybe between the two of you, you've got to figure out how to bring it together, find a compromise. Maybe you need to take shelter from any drama, during this change. If there's explosions or if there's toxic energy or angry, or maybe you've had a fight and you just need some space, peace. Clear the air. This too shall pass is the answer, right? That's what I said to my client yesterday. Let things settle down. That's what I'm getting for Sag. Song right now. Is it chill that I said all that? Is it too soon? Because I know it's delicate. So that might have been. There may have been a change. There may have been something that was, and it's a little touchy. Is it too soon that I said all that? Maybe you want to... Allow things to settle a little bit, or maybe you need to clear the air because look at the wind blowing through this, right? Compromise is the word I'm getting. Okay, so for Leos, correct for neutrality on all levels for Leos. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Woo! Leos, you're throwing shit around. Oh, okay, so maybe there has been a fight. Maybe somebody's been throwing stuff around. Leos, you're throwing shit around. Maybe you're throwing ideas around, right? Somebody's reputation is not good right now, I heard. My reputation's never been worse, right? Maybe you've been throwing your weight around. Have you been throwing your weight around, Leo? Have you been smashing dishes? Interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. Mending. Yeah, it sounds like it. How interesting, isn't that? It's time to mend some fences, Leo. You've been throwing your weight around. You've been smashing dishes. You've been, is it too soon to do this because it's delicate? Is it chill that I said all that? So maybe you said some things that you need to do to remedy. Maybe there's, and remember again, everybody, I have to keep reminding you that this is you or someone else in your life. It doesn't have to be you, Leo. It could be somebody in your life. But it looks as though people are throwing shit around. And maybe you've been throwing some words around that weren't very nice. It could be you literally smashing dishes in the house. And you need to do some mending. Because somebody's stubborn. And like I said, right now, is it too soon to do all this? Is it chill that I said all that? Does somebody need to be forgiven? Do you need to forgive someone? Do you need to ask for forgiveness? This is about a healing. And there's somebody's felt out in the cold? Did you make somebody feel out in the cold? Did you leave somebody out in the cold? Somebody that was loyal to you, somebody that loved you. Did you hurt somebody? 5 and 2 is 7. You're on the right path to mending this situation. Is it too soon to do all this? No, it's not too soon to do this yet. I know it's delicate. So the situation is delicate. So you may have to do some delicate repair work for hurt feelings, healing a rift between you and someone else, a family member, a friend, a coworker. I'm bringing sexy back. Okay, so somebody's bringing sexy back. Somebody left somebody out in the cold. Somebody's going to have to do some... somebody's bringing sexy back. Someone's coming back. So right now, Spirit is saying, in order to move forward, forgiveness is necessary. You may think you're going to bring sexy back, but remember what I said yesterday? Actually, was it a couple days ago? Don't think you're going to flash your pearly whites and get a roll in the hay. If you have made someone feel out in the cold, if you have hurt someone, what needs to happen here is a forgiveness, a healing. And before you can move forward in relationship, before any moving forward is, you have to realize that people are still experiencing the effects of being left out in the cold, of angry words, of things being thrown around. And don't think just bringing sexy back is going to do it. Maybe it has in the past, but at this time, Spirit's saying love is what needs to happen. Kind words, loving words, genuine sincerity, heartfelt. Somebody was left out in the cold. The signs are with you. You know what you're meant to do. You need to do some healing. Everybody makes mistakes. Maybe you need to do some forgiving, right? Let me make up for the things you lack. Somebody sounds like he's really arrogant, very cocky, thinks that all he has to do is bring sexy back. Now, see these shackles, baby, I'm your slave. Okay, I'll let you whip me if I misbehave. Now, clearly this is just tongue-in-cheek, but if I've done something wrong, I want to apologize. I want to make amends. This could be you or somebody else in your life. As far as your work, maybe you've made some mistakes at work and you need to remedy the situation. Signs are with you, right? Maybe there's been some frozen emotion because of inappropriate behavior. Maybe bad choices. Maybe you made a choice that left you out in the cold. But don't blame. This is about not blaming. Maybe you didn't see the signs, but Spirit says they were with you. You should have seen it. You should have seen the signs. They were there. So don't blame anyone else. Maybe it's time to start over in a different situation. You maybe you can get to the place where you ask forgiveness, but just because somebody forgives you doesn't mean that they're going to continue with them in your life, their life, right? You or the other person. So if you have made amends, anybody made an enemy or made a toxic choice or caused any difficulties between other people in your workplace, you know what I've done? I've done it. I'm trying to think of where I was. I can guarantee you that I've done this. I left a job, but I apologized, and then I left the job. I did apologize. I can't remember what it was. Was it me? No, it wasn't me. That's funny. I did leave the job. They apologized to me. No, I had a client, and they said, that's what it was. She said, okay, I've got to tell you this is what I did. And I'm afraid to go to they lost their job. But they were afraid to go to the boss and say anything. And I said, and they had to go, and I said, you know what you should do? Because the job was terminated, but they had other companies, other businesses, like it was a string, like a chain or something, and they could get a good job in a different place. And it wasn't really something that they had done that was awful. They had just not followed the rules properly, and so they lost the job because of it. And it was just the way the rules went. And I said, you know what would be really good would be to go to your boss and say, you know what, I've appreciated working here, I've enjoyed working here, I understand the mistake that I made, and I'm sorry for the difficulty that it caused, and I just want to let you know, though, that I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to work here, and this has been a great company to work with. And I said, if you do that, they may allow you to work in another one of their stores, and they did. They did. She didn't go back to that place, but she was given a job in one of the other stores because she took it on the chin. She accepted responsibility for what she did. It's not like she was a nasty bitch or she just did something that she shouldn't have done. And she knew she shouldn't have done it. She was like, I think she gave a customer, a kickback, and because everyone was doing it, but she got called on it. Everybody else was doing it, but she got called on it, and she knew she shouldn't do it, and she lost her job because of it. So that was a learning lesson, right? But she went and said, hey, you know what? I know I did it. I did this, and I apologize, and thank you for the opportunity. And they offered her a job in the other place, and I knew that they were going to do that. So this is, and I said, you know what that does? That shows that you've learned your lesson. That shows that you're a quality person. It also shows them, you know what? I'm not a piece of shit. I didn't go behind the back. I wasn't that, because there was gossip. There was gossip amongst the people there. And what that did was it showed they respected her for that. And she had respect for herself. I like that. So learn from even if you lose, learn from what it is. If somebody says, yes, I accept your apology, but we're still over, right? We're over. We're not going back. We're done. Learn from that and move on. Because you've not wasted that you were there for a reason at that time, right? I think that's all that comes to me for this. So we're done. We're at a wrap. I hope that this is helpful for you guys. For anybody that would like to have help with a private reading, please go to my website, www.theangelswhisper.com. And if you would like help with anything else, dream analysis, long distance Reiki healing, take a look at I have Reiki charged pet and human jewelry, bracelets and necklaces for your pet. Well, it's a collar for pet, but bracelets for humans. Reiki charged crystal semi-precious stones and diffuser bracelets where you can put healing essential oils as well, if that interests you. I have them here. Oh, I forgot to show you guys. I should have done it at the beginning. Here's one of them. So what you see here are these are Reiki charged crystals, right? And these are lava stones, which is also a healing stone. All of the stones are healing stones, but these are absorbent. So you drop your essential oils on the stone, and you not only get the healing benefits of the essential oils, but the healing benefits of the Reiki charged healing crystals. So this is one. I can't believe I forgot to show you guys. This is another. So this is for mommy and me, right? Or sister or mother or grandmother. They all have a little charm. One's a key. Two of these ones are keys. I've got all kinds. And this is the lava stone. So these are $25 plus shipping and handling, and they're all Reiki charged. So you will get the healing benefits of Reiki essential oils, and they're beautiful. So beautiful gifts for other people or a gift for yourself. So if you'd like those, they're on my page. All right, you guys, I hope you have a beautiful day. I got to get to my work. And we'll speak again soon. Love you.